assembled our group, and we even got Deneen here with us. Deneen, you can hear me. Hey there.
Hi.
And we got a ton of action on social media about the uncle, Lamar, who said he wouldn't call the cops on his nephew, even though he had profound concerns that I hear Deneen sighing in the background. We'll let Deneen go first. But he said he wouldn't call the cops because he just don't do that. I love him. He's my nephew. I'd get him to turn himself in. So, Deneen, what do you say?
See, and this is the problem. And then he turns it into what we do in the ethnic community. See, that's what makes me so sick is when we, as a black community, turn something negative into something positive, or try to, under the guise of keeping it real. You know, that just made me absolutely sick. And so no one else's kids matter except his kids.
But you understand what he's saying. They don't
but
trust
he doesn't have to call and give his name and address. He could have called and given, some type of information to the police.
So he doesn't want to get involved. He doesn't want to get involved. He doesn't want somebody to kill him. He doesn't want somebody to have retribution on him. He doesn't want to, but it seems to me that a lot of African Americans are so distrustful of the cops that they don't want to get dragged into something by them.
Well, you don't have to get dragged in when you throw someone under the bus from afar.
Agreed.
Especially because I will say, believe me, and I agree with you 100%, but I will say that he did say that he believed, and this wasn't on the show, this was in his interview, that he did believe that his nephew should not be on the streets and should be in prison for life, and that if he had the opportunity, he would have asked his nephew to turn himself in. I agree that he should have picked up the phone, but I think that tells a lot that he thinks that he should be in prison for life.
Well, even in spite of that, he wouldn't have called.
But what was even more surprising was that he said, I have daughters, I have granddaughters.
Yeah, that shocked me.
Oh my gosh.
Why are you guys shocked by that? I wasn't part of the segment, but that's not shocking. I mean, so many people are afraid to get involved. They don't, even if it's an anonymous tip, you never know what people are saying in the community. I mean, word gets around. A lot of gang members, a lot of people are scared to come forward, and so that's not shocking. Most of the time, family members don't.
It's disturbing. It's completely. But I, like I said to him on there, I understand that hood mentality. I understand when people say that I'm not going to snitch because I don't want to get stitches, as people say. But it's still wrong. Exactly. But I was trying to figure out with him, when was he going to learn that this is a behavior that you must let go? Because once you let that go, somebody else in the community may say, I'm going to let this go.
When people stop getting killed for snitching, when people stop getting attacked, when people stop getting their children murdered because they went and called the police on something.
Well, you know, that's
so we got to have them talk to Deneen, is what I'm saying.
You snitch about what you want to snitch about, though. If a white cop had killed somebody, everybody would have been lined up to snitch. So you got to you pick and choose when you're going to snitch and when you're going to say no snitching.
Okay,
and you wonder why this nephew is in this situation. Look who he's being raised by.
Exactly. All right, so Kate's going to propose the question for our...
I think the question is, if you had a family member, you saw him do something illegal, say kidnapping, and would you call the police and turn them in, or would you be like this uncle and not call the police and just hope he turned himself in? Let us know.
I'm black. We're not going to call.
Thanks, Deneen. Great job.
Bye, Deneen. Miss you, Deneen.
Come on.